Earth, our home, orbits a relatively modest star, the Sun. It provides light, warmth, and stability, sustaining life in ways we have come to take for granted. Yet, what if the story of our planet were written in the shadow of something far more immense? What if Earth did not orbit the Sun, but instead circled one of the largest stars ever discovered, UY Scuti, a behemoth over 1,700 light-years away? UY Scuti is a red supergiant, a star so vast that if it were placed in the center of our solar system, its outer layers would extend far beyond the orbit of Jupiter. It is a star in its final stages, slowly swelling in size as it burns through its fuel. But while UY Scuti's size is staggering, it's not just its scale that captures the imagination. This enormous star, with its intense heat and volatile life cycle, has the potential to dramatically change the course of life on any planet unlucky enough to orbit it. To truly grasp the scale of UY Scuti, consider this. Our Sun, at the heart of our solar system, would fit neatly inside UY Scuti's core, with room to spare. If Earth found itself orbiting this titan, it would experience the universe's grandeur in ways we could never fully anticipate. The question, however, is not just one of size, but of survival. How would our planet adjust to the gravitational and radiation forces of such a monstrous star? For Earth to remain in a stable orbit around UY Scuti, it would need to be positioned at a much greater distance than its current orbit around the Sun. UY Scuti is so massive that its gravitational pull would dominate anything nearby. So Earth would need to be placed far beyond the orbit of Neptune, possibly at a distance several billion kilometers away. A simple shift in distance would change the very nature of Earth's year. Instead of our familiar 365-day cycle, Earth's orbit could take centuries to complete. Imagine a year stretching across multiple lifetimes, a slow, deliberate journey through space, tracing an elliptical path around the star. Time itself would feel different, stretched out like a cosmic canvas on which the future of life would be painted. But there's more to consider than just the orbit. Earth's proximity to UY Scuti would affect everything, from the planet's weather patterns to its very position in the cosmos. The enormous gravitational forces of such a massive star would likely destabilize the orbits of neighboring planets, creating a cosmic ballet of objects in motion, a reminder of the immense power of UY Scuti. Even at a safe distance, life on Earth would face extraordinary challenges. UY Scuti emits far more energy than our Sun, and its radiation would saturate everything in its path. If Earth orbited too closely, the planet's surface would become a furnace. Temperatures could rise to thousands of degrees Celsius, transforming our once lush, green landscapes into a dry, barren wasteland. Oceans would evaporate, and the atmosphere would turn into a turbulent, fiery storm, unable to support life as we know it. But let us imagine Earth positioned just far enough away. The heat would still be unbearable for most life forms, and the radiation levels would be much higher than what we currently experience from our sun. Plants might struggle to photosynthesize, crops would fail, and food shortages would become a critical concern. Even with advanced technologies, the radiation would gradually alter the very DNA of life on Earth. Mutations would increase, and many species would face extinction. Life, if it survived, would do so under extreme, artificial conditions, inside protective domes or underground cities. Life would adapt, perhaps, but it would be a life of constant struggle. The radiation would increase the risk of cancer, cause mutations in DNA, and disrupt ecosystems. The delicate balance of life on Earth would collapse, replaced by a radically different world where only the hardiest of species could survive. Our ancestors might have lived on a planet that teemed with life, but we would now be living on an Earth caught in the furnace of a dying star. Humanity might survive by retreating into underground cities, hidden from the relentless bombardment of radiation. We would develop new forms of technology, radiation shields, artificial biospheres, to support life in these harsh new conditions. But even then, our existence would be fragile. Every day, we would face the overwhelming power of UY Scuti, ever present, a constant reminder of how small we are in the grand scheme of the universe. As UY Scuti nears the end of its life, it would enter the final, violent phase of its existence. A red supergiant, burning through its fuel, is destined to explode in a brilliant supernova, an event that releases more energy in a fraction of a second than the Earth will ever consume in its entire history. For any planet unlucky enough to orbit this star, the explosion would be a death sentence. Should Earth remain too close to UY Scuti during this cataclysmic event, the shockwaves would obliterate the planet, vaporizing everything in an instant. Life, technology, and civilization would be erased from the face of existence, consumed by the explosion of a star's final breath. But even from a greater distance, the radiation from the supernova would affect our solar system, altering the path of planets, potentially causing widespread disruptions across the entire system. For Earth to survive, it would need to be placed far enough away to avoid the direct impact, but that, too, is a risk, for supernovae send shockwaves that ripple out across space, and the aftereffects are often unpredictable. In the end, if Earth survived the supernova, it would likely become a cold, desolate rock orbiting the remnants of a once mighty star. The solar system would be irrevocably altered. Planets would be thrown into chaotic orbits, and the sun would no longer be the center of a stable system. What had been our cradle of life would turn into a chaotic wilderness, with no clear future for the Earth or its inhabitants. Yet, in this new world, perhaps there would be a glimmer of hope. Surviving the extreme conditions of Earth orbiting UY Scuti might force humanity to look beyond its home planet to the stars. Perhaps Earth could become a launchpad for new generations, driven by the survival instinct to explore and expand beyond the boundaries of a dying system. The knowledge gained from living through such an extraordinary, deadly event could serve as a springboard for humanity's journey across the galaxy, pushing us to find new homes, new stars, and ultimately, new life. Despite the challenges, the human spirit is ever resilient. Perhaps this is how we rise from the ashes of UY Scuti, by becoming explorers, wanderers of the stars, seeking new frontiers as the old ones fade into the darkness of space. To orbit UY Scuti is to feel the incredible power of the universe, its dangers, its beauty, and its infinite possibilities. Whether we are consumed by it, or we rise to meet its challenge, the universe will continue to unfold, inviting us to explore its deepest mysteries, far beyond the reaches of the stars we know.